Once upon a time, in the kingdom of Virelia, every person wore a mask from the moment they could speak. These masks were enchanted, shaped by how others saw you. A warrior wore steel and stone. A scholar's mask shimmered with script and logic. And the jester's? Well, his was all painted smiles and dangling bells. Mac's mask never stopped grinning. He was the life of the town square. His jokes made royals snort wine, and his rhymes could make a dragon drop the beat. But the thing about masks? They never come off, unless you find the mirror of true reflection, hidden deep in the weeping woods. Or so the legend said. Mac wasn't supposed to care. People liked the mask. They clapped when he performed. But sometimes, after the crowd left, he'd sit alone by the fountain, pulling at the edges of the painted grin, whispering, "Is there more to me than this?" One evening, a strange hush fell over Virelia. Laughter dimmed. Voices cracked. The kingdom's colors faded to gray. The queen, desperate, declared that only someone who knew who they truly were could awaken the mirror and break the silent spell. The next morning, Mac vanished from town. With only his rhyme book, a worn hoodie, and hope hidden under his humor, he stepped into the weeping woods. The trees whispered doubts, their branches tugging at his sleeves. "You're just a clown. Go home before they forget you." But Mac pressed on. He crossed a river of fog, outrapped a smug rattlesnake, and even helped a mute boy rediscover his song using a beat made from snapping twigs and stomps. Each step peeled a little paint from his mask. Not enough to see beneath, but enough to feel the itch of something real. Days passed. Maybe weeks. Finally, he stood before the mirror. It was cracked. Mac stepped close. His mask smiled back at him, unchanged, unbothered. "I don't know who I am," he whispered, voice breaking. "I just know I'm tired of pretending I do." The mirror stayed silent. He dropped to his knees. For the first time, he didn't crack a joke to ease the ache. He just sat with it. Then, from his bag, something tumbled out, a crumpled drawing, nearly forgotten. It was from the mute boy he'd helped, a sketch of Mac with half his mask off, and beneath it, a face that was sad, but also kind. Mac stared. The boy hadn't seen the jester. He'd seen him. A warmth bloomed in his chest. That tiny act of unfiltered connection, planting a seed back in the forest, that was the key. He stood and faced the mirror. "I'm not just a clown," he said. "I'm scared sometimes. I try too hard. I want to be loved, but also left alone. I'm funny. But I'm more." The mirror flickered. Then it shattered, not from damage, but release. Where it stood was a pool of water, still and deep. Mac looked down. No mask. Just a face, his face. Dark-skinned, wide-eyed, with a smirk that wasn't painted on, but earned. The silence lifted. Laughter and voices returned to Virelia, now richer, more honest. Masks faded across the kingdom. People began seeing each other, truly seeing. And Mac? He came home, maskless but not lost. He still cracked jokes, still dropped clever lines. But now, he laughed with his whole chest. And when people laughed back, he knew it wasn't for the mask. It was for him.